Hey guys, I'm Ken, and welcome. So you like anime? You've watched the more popular ones out there, like Naruto, Bleach, Dragon Ball, or others, and you want to watch more, but maybe you want to watch something different, like another genre, but you just don't know where to start. Well, stick around, you may just find your next binge watch. Enjoy. First category is action fighting. Supernatural powers. First, we got Demon Slayer. This anime has something most anime wish they had. All around interesting characters. Every single character, including the bad guys, have their place within this story, making you want to know more and more about each one of them. The main character, Tanjiro, is just plain likable. You agree with every decision he makes, understanding why he has chosen to make them. For someone who has faced so many hardships, he still sees the world with such hopeful, kind eyes. His entire mission is to find a way to cure his sister, who during a devastating event was turned into a demon. The only way to do so is by becoming a demon slayer himself and hunting down the man who is responsible for turning his life upside down. You'll have to watch literally the first episode to find out how this happened to what was such a happy and peaceful family. Now to the fighting. It's fantastic, and the amazing animations make it all the better. Next, we got Rising of the Shield Hero. This one starts off dark. You will feel a lot of heavy emotions. The emotion you'll likely feel the most will be anger. I won't say exactly why, but I will say this. I hate her, and you will too. Anyways, the main character starts off as a pretty regular guy who's excited to restart his life in a video game-like world. Again, it's dark but has plenty of action, and that dark aspect of the anime fades as the plot develops with the relationships he builds along the way and eventually help him regain trust on others he had lost and believed would never get back. This is a binge-worthy anime and is a must watch for those who watch Attack on Titan. Finally, we got Noragami, an anime that knows the balance of storytelling, to know when to be funny and when to be serious. Some are incapable of doing this. You know what I'm talking about. When something serious is happening, a very emotional scene is taking place, and a character decides to completely ruin the moment with a stupid joke that just isn't funny. But this anime knows exactly what it's doing. The main character is an actual god, a minor one, but a god nonetheless. And yet the presence he gives off is of a regular person who happens to never catch a break. Despite that, he has a great sense of humor, a fantastic backstory, with unique action fighting scenes, and two supporting characters, Hiyori and Yukine, that make for a compelling trio who drive this anime. Our next category is going to be slice of life / light comedy, what I like to call feel-good anime. First, we got Blend S. Right off the bat, you find out the main character Micah has a bit of a problem. Everyone is afraid of her. Why? She has a very unique facial expression that she can't control and is ruining her life. That is until she meets a manager of a maid cafe, where the waitresses play different personas and invites her to come work at his maid cafe and play the role of a sadist. Yep. She's desperate about finding a job, as her dream is to study abroad, so she accepts. An anime that has since inspired tons of memes. This is super funny, and you'll find yourself having a good time watching this. P.S. Beware the traps. You've been warned. Second, we got Hiyomoto Umaru-chan. Man, this is an awesome one. Funny and relatable to some. I know there are some of you out there that are living sort of a double life. Shout out to all of my closet weebs / otakus out there. The main character Umaru is so different at school and in public while out with her quote-unquote friends. She is the most perfect human in everyone's eyes except her brothers. Why? She lives with them. And as we all know, you can't keep much from family you see and spend all of your time with at home. Still, he doesn't judge her because to him, she's just his sometimes annoying little sister, but his sister nonetheless. The fun begins once she comes home from school. Lastly, we got Laid Back Camp. Okay, if you enjoy the outdoors or great landscape animations, this has just what you were looking for. Just laid back and enjoy peaceful anime about camping and learning that some things are better enjoyed with friends. A real good watch. Our next category is psychological. First on the list, Attack on Titan. I know what you're thinking. This is one of the more popular anime out there right now. So why do I have it here? I know. But there are still a lot of people out there who have never seen this anime. This is a masterpiece, especially season 1. Oh, and that opening. Just wow. That alone deserves a watch and rewatch. It's dark, complex, set in an amazing and terrifying world where it's kill or be eaten alive by man-eating giants. If you've not yet watched this for whatever reason, watch it. You will not regret it. Second, we got Parasite, the Maxim. If an alien were to attach itself to your body, would you be okay with that? Could you handle the fact that you are no longer human? Though in this case, the alien is highly intelligent and is able to communicate with Shinichi, our main character, and is able to see everything in a logical sense. For both of them to survive, they'll be working together. For the most part, both of the main characters are great. When I first heard of this anime, the first thing I thought was, this will probably be a really unpleasing anime to watch due to the fact that it's an alien invading a human body. But it turned out to be the opposite. It all looked awesome. The visuals, the fights, the way the alien Migi takes form within Shinichi's arm. It's a very intriguing and real unique story with great characters and a satisfying ending. Next, we got RE0 starting life in another world. I always believed having the ability to somehow turn back time would be great. Change everything in my life I wish I could do over and get it right. Well, after watching this anime, I think I'm good. Our main protagonist has this ability, but there's a very harsh condition to activating this ability. Now, some may have watched this already. I know this was one of the first anime I watched after watching the big 3. Now, the only thing that there's left to say is, in the discussion between Rem and Ram, 100%. Lastly, Tokyo Ghoul. I have mixed feelings about this anime. There are 4 total seasons. There's Tokyo Ghoul, Tokyo Ghoul Route A, Tokyo Ghoul RE Season 1 and 2, but I'm only recommending Season 1 of Tokyo Ghoul. It is such a masterpiece. Ken Kaneki is one of my favorite all-time characters. The deep character development he goes through throughout Season 1 is incredible. The hardships and emotional trauma that he was forced to endure, and when you see what happens at the very end and what kind of person comes from it, this anime is a truly must watch. Now for our last category, romance. Now I know there are a lot of you out there that just love the romance genre. I don't love it, but every now and then they're a welcome variation from the usual genres I'm more into. Plus, it doesn't hurt to diversify oneself. There are 2 subcategories here. First, drama, light comedy. Toradora. This is a romance anime, but it has some comedy, slice of life, and honestly, it's just very entertaining. The 2 main characters do the heavy lifting here, as their chemistry is what drives this anime, with Miori being a great side character. An anime that'll have you choosing who should end up with who. It's guaranteed to take you on for a dramatic, fun, and sometimes irritating ride. Nonetheless, this is a great watch for those that want a taste of the romance genre in anime. Next, gamers. Romance, comedy, games. That's it. There's really not much to say other than that. This anime will have you laughing a lot. An anime that has a plot many can relate with. It's that school romance plot many of you probably experienced at least once. Just like the previous anime, it'll have you choosing who should end up with who, but with games being a big centerpiece here. Next, Rascal does not dream of Bunny Girl Senpai, an anime where girls suffer from puberty syndrome. Yeah, your hearing works just fine. Puberty syndrome, and the male protagonist is the only one that can save these women from said supernatural syndrome. Huh? Hold on, Ken. Is this one of those harem anime? Is this what you're into? Gross, man. I'm truly disappointed. No. I promise it's not. I'm only interested in the plot, guys. That's it. Just the plot. I swear. But seriously, the male protagonist is actually an interesting character to find most male main characters in romance, harem anime in particular. He's not useless, stupid, and isn't afraid to say and express how he really feels. Watch it. You'll like it. Now for our last subcategory, emotional. Anime that'll make you cry. Oh boy, there's a reason for why this section is at the very end. Okay, let's do this. I'm ready. Let's start with... Oh no. No, not this one. Why'd I have to start with this one? Number 1, Your Lie in April. This one hit me hard, guys. Like, this is literally the first romance / sad anime that I've ever watched. I was not prepared for what was going to happen. At first, I thought it was going to be a nice, relaxing anime about a boy and a girl who share the same interest, music. But then the story developed, and the first emotional / sad moment occurred, and I was already too heavily invested in the story. I wanted to know what was going to happen next. I needed to know. So I did, and by the end, I was crying hard. I'm not afraid to say it. I didn't even know I could cry while watching an anime. And to those questioning the legitimacy of that statement, go watch it for yourself. I dare you to watch it and not cry, or at least feel something. And if you don't, well, I guess you have a heart of stone or something. Anyways, plot is 10 out of 10. Main characters, 10 out of 10. Music, 10 out of 10. Even the side characters are memorable here. Other anime cannot say that. Out of all the romance I've listed here, this stands above all. Do with that what you will. Second, Plastic Memories. This is another that is sure to tug at your heartstrings. In a world where androids look like humans and have actual human emotions, new partners forced to work together. Not that they were opposed to it or anything, but they definitely didn't have a say in the matter. Still, it begins with awkwardness and struggles in trying to get to know each other in order to work and hopefully excel together. Eventually, they learn to get along and start to enjoy one another's company, forming a deep bond between one another. That is until the male protagonist learns a devastating truth about his new partner. The road to acceptance is a real struggle, and you feel every bit of it. Enjoy the trip because you're in for one. Lastly, as an honorable mention, I have Steins Gate 0. Let me read the description for you, and then I'll tell you why it's an honorable mention. The description is as follows from Crunchyroll. A self-described mad scientist attends a lecture on time travel, stumbles upon the dead body of a familiarly unfamiliar woman, and discovers that his text messages are no longer bound by the rules of space and time. Now here's why this gets an honorable mention. If you've watched previous sci-fi anime and aren't comfortable with a somewhat hard to understand plot, at least at the beginning, you'll have no trouble with this one. Don't get me wrong, this is such a great anime with one of the more interesting plots ever. But if you're just getting into more intricate anime, I don't want you to get put off by this and decide not to watch other anime. Also, because there is a sequel, Steins Gate 0, the order in which you should watch is not so simple. The reason for this is because that sequel is not really a sequel. It expands the story at a certain point from the first season. This is why I don't really recommend this. It's for the more experienced, reserved for those who want only the best of plots, to those who want a real satisfying ending. Huh? What's that? You really want to hear the order so you can go and experience storytelling at its finest? Okay, I'll tell you. When watching Steins Gate, be sure to stop after episode 22. Do not finish the rest of the episodes in that season. Now, you're ready to go watch Steins Gate 0. And just so you're aware, there is an episode 25, which is an OVA, and an alternate ending episode titled 23B that sets up the sequel, both of those pertaining to the first anime. But you honestly won't need those, especially since you can't find them on Hulu. Just go to Steins Gate 0 after episode 22 of Steins Gate and you're okay. Both anime are on Hulu, by the way. You can find Steins Gate 0 on Crunchyroll, but not the original. But anyway, once you finish Steins Gate 0, go back and finish the original from episode 23 and 24. Once you have, you're finished. You are now smiling from ear to ear and intensely sobbing all at the same time. Feels great, huh? Well, there you have it. Did you find your next watch? Which ones piqued your interest? And which ones have you already watched? And did you like them? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, leave a like and subscribe. I have a lot more content coming up, so stay tuned to what's coming next. Thanks.